Let me talk my shit, man. Hey, listen, we're back. We're back. Keto day five, six. Wait, I started on Monday and it's Saturday. So keto day six, end of keto day six. Cool. Today, today I woke up, I was just feeling, actually, you know what? No, I woke up, I was feeling okay. I was feeling okay, but you know what it is? I need to stop like leaning to this side because I just move myself out of the camera. I'm out of the frame right now. I just like leaning to this side for no reason though. Let me like lean more to this side. You know what I'm saying? But listen, let me put some Vaseline on my lips quickly. But anyways, as I was saying, right? I woke up and I went to the gym and I'm trying a new routine, right? I'm not trying a new routine in the sense I'm doing different exercises. Bear with me real quick. I'm not doing a different routine in the sense that I'm doing different exercises. I'm instead instead of doing, let's say, leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank. Normally I'll do like 4 sets. First set will be a warm up set. Last 3 sets I'll do leave 2 to 3 reps in the tank, right? So I don't know, maybe 70% of my 1 rep max, whatever. But make sure that I'm struggling by the end of it. You know, like it's sort of like I can do. Let's say give an example. I do 7 reps across those three sets out of the 4. If I was to increase a rep in one of those sets, I wouldn't be able to do 7 across each of them. It's that level of intensity, and I'll have like 1 minute between 1 minute and 30 seconds between each set, right? And that's been doing me well. I've been gaining strength, gaining muscle. You know what I'm saying? I was 92 kg before I started keto. The problem is I didn't measure myself exactly on the day that I started, so I don't know the weight that I was exactly, but I was around 92, right? I didn't really take any. I took a vid. I took a vid, but it didn't really show because the lights all the way over there, and I was standing over there, and I was flexing. You couldn't really see it, but I should have gone close to the camera and done some flexing. You know what I'm saying? So you can really see the definition, how bulky I was, or whatnot. But now it's too late. I'm a weekend. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm a weekend. But back to the gym, right? Back to the gym. So instead of doing what I normally do, which is just the normal sets and reps, I usually average about 4 sets and around 7 reps, right? Instead of that, I did 3 reps. The first one literally just to get the movement down. So it's not even like a warm up set in the sense that I'm benching anywhere close to what I'm actually going to bench. It's just like a literal get the motion down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I know like the best motion for this, and I'm contracting whatever muscle it is effectively. And then the next 2 reps is to failure. And I got this from a video. I've forgotten his name, some fitness influencer, and he did an experiment where when he went for a cutting, when he was cutting, he did that sort of protocol. So he did the same exercises, but only did 2 sets, or like he cut his amounts of sets in half and just went to failure. And I tried that today, and then the results of that study was that he didn't lose muscle and he actually gained strength, right? So I don't know if he gained muscle. I doubt it, but he definitely gained strength, right? He didn't lose any muscle and he definitely gained strength. And so I guess it's an effective way, it was framed as an effective way to reduce your total time in the gym and also really push your muscles, right? Push your muscles in the same way how you would normally, but because you have limited energy, because he was cutting and I'm on keto, the idea that I would be able to maintain the same intensity, have the same amount of rest and breaks, and do the same amount of reps while on this lower amount of energy, is not feasible, it's not practical, and it's probably not possible, right? And who knows? But it's just it's not practical for the state that I'm in, right? And so just pushing yourself to failure instead for 2 reps and giving yourself longer rest time between sets means you really lock in because you only have those 2 sets to really push yourself, and then you're on to the next exercise. So from a mental standpoint, it's way more I guess you just lock in a lot more, right? Is you give yourself you don't give yourself that time to unfocus and kind of lose the because you don't have as much energy available. You you'll tend to lack concentration as you get towards the end of the set. So it's just a way to um make up for that. And long story short, I tried that today, right? I tried that today, and fucking hell, that was the hardest exercise workout of my life. I don't really push myself to failure apart from on last on my final sets. And bro, pushing yourself to failure, like true failure, like the burn, bro, the burn. When I tell you the burn, you know, yo, the burn is wild. The lactic acid buildup is just like, and doing legs as well. It's like, bro, that leg press, bro. I got up and I was just stumbling around, waiting for the heat to dissipate from my thighs, bro. I'm thinking, my, and after I done those two reps to two sets to failure, and I was walking to the next exercise, bro. Tell me why the burn is lasted for the whole of the next exercise, which was working my back and my thighs. Well, the leg press is quadricep, if that's what it's called. I don't really remember, but it's quadricep focused. And then I did a back and thighs exercise. And tell me why I'm still feeling the burn even after I've done two sets to failure on the next exercise, and only now it's wearing off, bro. It's no joke. It's no joke. I nearly tapped out. Look at that. I hear the focus for the two sets, but if that pain and burn travels over to your next exercise, then what do you do then? That kind of reduces the performance across exercises. But it did work. It did work. I didn't really spend less time in the gym because I had a lot more time between exercises. So it was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes, 30 seconds I did. Normally it's like 1 minute, 30 seconds. I did 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So I spent the same amount of time in the gym. I was just in more pain. I was in more pain. I guess, and looking at the stats, I lifted a greater total volume than that, like 500k. No, sorry, not 500k. Like 500 kilograms more than what I normally would. So I guess it's less time repping. It's less time under stress. But when you put yourself through the stress, it's way more intense. And I don't know if I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow and do the same thing for my upper body and see how it goes. But after I got back, I was exhausted. You know what I'm saying? I made some food. Um, I prepped some meals, and when I got upstairs, it was like 11:30 a.m. I was exhausted. My eyes were just drooping. I'm like, yo, this is. I had to go outside and take a walk, and then here's where I made my first mistake. Here's where I made an error. In no. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. It wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated experiment. Essentially, right. I used to do snus, right? I used to vape, I used to do snus, and I got a snus in my bag, right? 50 mg. You know what I'm saying? I was on the heavy things because, yo, um, shit just didn't used to hit. Shit didn't used to hit, and 50 mg is so strong. It would just like it would definitely hit, but then it just got to a point where it's like it wasn't doing it for me in the sense that the hit was there, but then the after effects wasn't worth it. And then once you start, snooze, like you know what you realize when you start feeling like you need snooze. It's I had a realization when I like came across when I understood that. Like when I be pulling on other people's vapes or having a snooze, I'll be like, yo, bro, can I get a snooze? You know, just for the vibe, just for the moment. And then when you realize, and then when you get into a habit of actually doing snooze, and you feel like you need to do the snooze, it's not even out of like, oh, you know, that'd be nice. Let me just do it. When you feel like you need to do the snooze, you realize the predicament these guys are in. They feel like they need the snooze. This is actually their lifeline. They need it. They're not doing it just because, oh, it would be nice. They need it, bro. That is not a good place to be in. That is a terrible place to be in. That is a predicament right there, man. And once I saw myself falling back into that pattern, I had to quit ASAP. I had to quit ASAP. I can't be dependent on a drug, bro. That is, yeah, and a drug that's really damaging my cardiovascular system and everything that's going on when I'm trying to be health positive. Doesn't make sense. It's contradictory. But yeah, what was I saying? Well, I was talking about the snus, right? So this snus, yeah, this is today. So I'm thinking because I was tired, I was thinking about snus. I was like, you know, that might wake me up. I asked GPT if I should take a snooze. He said, don't take a snooze. I'm like, yeah, of course he's going to say that. Of course not to take a snooze. He said, go for a walk. I went for a walk and I felt better. I felt energized. I was back in the mood. I was back focused, right? I was like, well, because nicotine is a focus enhancer, right? So I was thinking, let's do an experiment while I'm focused and because if I had done that snooze while I was already feeling heavy and flat and tired, that would have just accentuated that feeling, right? So I was thinking, while I'm focused, I'm working on a little project at the moment. I'll probably do a video about that sometime. It's basically finished, but I was working on the project. I'm thinking, okay, maybe let's experiment. Let me pop a snooze. I ain't popped a snooze in actually, yeah, no, I haven't popped a snooze in maybe 5, 6 weeks now. The last time since I popped a snooze, right? Because I just went on a break. I just went on a. I didn't go on a break. I was just like, I'm just not gonna do it for a month, and then from then like, we'll see what happens if I come out and I want to do a snooze or whatever. But because the 50 mg is just like it's just a heavy hitter, I don't even want to do it. And I don't like to punch other people, bro. I don't like to be that guy to be like, oh, let me get a snooze, let me get a hit. I hate to be that nigga, bro. I hate to be that guy. So I bought my own and I bought them heavy because I know if I'm gonna be doing it heavy, then something serious is gonna be going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really enjoy the heavy like that. But anyways, back to today, right? Back to today. So I'm thinking, cool. Let's see what snooze feels like while I'm on keto. 'Cause I don't think I've done a snooze when I'm on keto. But then again, you know what I'm saying? Like there will be always there will always be these situations where it's like oh, you know what? I'm in this situation. I wonder what this feels like. And you know what this feels like? When we're referring to this, it's always just a drug, and you know that drug is just speaking to you, bro. It's just you. It's just your brain's primitive, your brain's innate systems that are whispering to you, telling you, oh, it's your subjective experience of that that drug's effect on your brain, right? So if that drug had really pushed dopamine up, that and you're in a position where you can do that drug again, your brain's gonna come up with all sorts of excuses, all sorts of reasoning why you should do that drug. You know what I'm saying? Oh look, this is a new situation. Let me see what this feels like. This is there's always, your brain will always be coming up with excuses because what dopamine is a motivational chemical. That's all it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Anything that spikes dopamine has a potential for addiction, has a potential has the potential to drive behavior. That's why this vaping shit is so dangerous. So dangerous. People just be pulling that eat every day, all day. Yes. I don't really know how. Ooh, I guess we're living in a society where we're gonna see how this progresses. You know what I'm saying? We are the guinea pigs. We are the guinea pigs. Like everyone today in my generation are guinea pigs, bro. AI, vaping, next thing. We are the guinea pigs, bro. If it's free, you're always paying for something. So if it's free, figure out what it is that you're paying that you're paying them. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say. But again, tangent. Back to when I was gonna take a snooze during the project. Okay, cool. So I, boom, pop a snooze now. Working on the project, boom, I feel everything tingling. I'm like, oh shit, this must be the adrenaline, just whoosh. All that spikes cortisol and adrenaline, right? Boom. I'm there. Okay, cool. I'm getting a bit more focused. Not really. It's just like a no, kind of, I guess. And you feel a bit tingly and this, that, and it's feeling good. I'm like, cool. Let me take it out now before I go too far. Do you know what I'm saying? So I take it out, riding a wave, and then cool. Everything's feeling good. Then all of a sudden, I feel hungry, bro. I feel hungry, get a little bit nauseous, and I was like, and I kind of preempted this would happen. Like, yeah, I never thought like after doing the snooze I would feel better. Like I would also like I know how this goes. I know how this goes. I just wanted to, because I'm on keto. Let me see what happens. But yeah, felt nauseous. Felt a bit. Felt ill. Um, well, I mean that is the primary reason for that is because when you spike cortisol like that, it's like an acute stress on the system, right? And so your body burns glucose, so that little insulin that already, so the insulin like jumps up a little bit, and the little glucose that I was working with in my system has now dropped below baseline, right? Below baseline, no, it's just dropped, right? It's just depleted what I have left, and also my dopamine has also dropped below baseline. So this combined effect is what that drove like serious hunger. I had to eat a piece of chicken, bro. I was like, because it was like I was craving, I was hungry. Like this is just like my experience of that dopamine dip, and I was really thinking about this, like the things that we feel and like experience. No, the things that we feel and experience. I felt this really serious pang of hunger, I was craving, and that was just all a result of just essentially my dopamine dropping low, below baseline. So it's looking for something to get that back above. That was a observation of the dip, and in combination with the fact that my glucose had gone, the fact that my dopamine was also below baseline, looking for something to bring it back up, that was the easy option. And so that's how it manifested itself to me. And that was quite interesting to think about. But yeah, I had to go eat a piece of chicken, and then I just felt a bit ill. I don't know, and I can hypothesize why I felt ill because I feel like I have good enough knowledge about keto and this and that, right? So I ate at 9:30, something like that, and when I ate that piece of chicken, this was like 3 hours before I was gonna planning on eating. When I know that it's safe to eat, in the fact that I don't get nausea or anything like that. When I ate that time, I guess whatever my breakfast hadn't finished digesting yet, right? My breakfast hadn't finished digesting yet. And so that piece of chicken in my stomach wanted to, what I'm saying, leave the stomach to go get digested. And then the small intestine was like, no, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Don't put me here. And so it signaled to me, don't put any more food down here. We're not finished digesting yet. We're not ready for anything more to handle. And that's just the feeling of nausea, in it. That's just a signal from your gut to your brain saying, yo, don't put any more food in your mouth. But eventually it subsided. You know what I'm saying? Then out of the blue, I got called up saying, yo, can you do me a favor? Yeah, long story short, I lost like 2 hours of my time today. But it's fine because sometimes you have to do things. For people, you have to show grace. That's one of my principles. You have to show grace because sometimes shit just doesn't go as just shit doesn't go to plan. And when you can do things for people, it's always nice. You know what I'm saying? It's always nice. You don't have to always expect anything in return. Just do good for the sake of doing good. You know what I'm saying? Just be there because when you're the only one left, when you're the only one that can do something for someone, you may as well go and do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, after that, came back, ate some dinner, and now I feel back alive again. Like I feel like I've got my energy back. Like the only time that I really felt energized on this keto diet was on yesterday, no, Thursday, when I didn't get nausea for like the first time after eating, and I went on that social, right? And I haven't felt that since. But now just after eating, I feel that energy again. I feel sharp, I feel clear. I was thinking earlier today. I was just sitting there like, oh, this shit ain't a joke. Like I'm not even. This shit is just hard. Like I haven't even gotten to that stage of like just feeling blessed, just feeling calm, just feeling clear, just feeling focused. Like I'm still thinking about food and this and that and other. But then of course, it's the nicotine, bro. The way it was explained to me was that nicotine is an acute stress on the system, and in a ketogenic state, your body is not ready for that. Your body's not primed to handle that. Normally, you'll handle that with with a spike in glucose, break down a lot of glucose, this, that, and the other, and you have these resources to handle that. But keto is just a stable, steady, continuous state. Any acute shocks or spikes or stress, it's not meant for that. You know what I'm saying? This is rest, recovery, repair, and maintenance. And so if you're not focused on that while you're on keto, there's no point. There's no point because it's gonna be too hard. It's gonna be too hard, and you're not gonna get the most benefit out of it. And with that, I'll probably wrap up the video now. Do you know what I'm saying? I think I've told a coherent enough story, so I'm not gonna go on any more tangents, and I'm gonna leave it there. Boom.